it's okay if you suck. I do. But I want to spend the remainder of this video showing you why that should be no excuse and what you can do about it. About 3 weeks ago, I put out a series called Design and Code a Landing Page. These videos are a documentation of the work that I've been doing for the past few days of planning and designing and coding a landing page for the upcoming Killing It with jQuery video courses that I'm creating right now. The last video of that series, I went and did a review of the website and kind of pointed out a few things that I did well, but also a few things that I didn't like so much and could improve. And after these videos were published, I kept going back to it and refining it and changing and tweaking things. So what I want to do is I want to walk you through all of those tweaks, and I want to show you how a design can evolve. I want to show you that good work is not a product of genius or skill or raw talent or witchcraft. Good work comes from being honest with yourself and taking time to do the right things right, and iterating and just sticking with it. It takes grit, right? And so we're gonna walk through the commit history of this project and show you how things evolve and how after the end of all this, no matter your talent or skill, you can come out with something pleasing. And we're gonna start right with this first version. This is version 1. This is the one that was done right before the videos went out. If you went to the website on day 0, this is what you would have seen, right? And it's not too bad. I think the major problems that I had was this kind of conflict of interest right here. On the left, we have this kind of image and definition and title. And on the right, we have a video, which I think would be good if the user would play it. Below, we have like a kind of just a list of popular videos. Like there's no way to just glance at this and see that these are videos or that anything is, is really going on here. This whole design was designed to be mobile first. So if I make this into a mobile view, you can see that there's a lot better structure here in terms of the hierarchy. We're starting with the video, then we're going down and we're seeing the definition of what is dev tips. Then we're seeing the videos. It's just kind of comes one after the other, and it makes a lot more sense. But to be in the desktop version, it doesn't make a whole lot of scanning sense. And to top that off, I got a lot of complaints about the menu system here. So it's kind of weird. There's a house for home and the YouTube videos, jQuery course, and Patreon community. Now, the home is the only grayscale one. The other ones are colored. And YouTube videos and community go off the website, where jQuery course is an internal page and home is an internal page. So it kind of just like was really weird. And also one of the things is that if I click outside of a menu, which is a common pattern, like if I click menu, I can click X, but I should also be able to click outside, and out here it doesn't click the menu, it doesn't close the menu, which is a pretty good pattern to follow. So when I had a chance, one of the first things I did is go back. I'm going to switch tabs here and look at the second version. So this is version 1.1.2 if you're looking in like the GitHub repo. So when you go to this menu, the first thing you'll notice that this is cleaned up just a bit. It's not perfect still. There's more changes in the future, but there's like this horizontal line denoting that these are internal pages and these are external pages. Still not perfect, but it was like really quick. And it was a quick change that I could do on the bus on the way to work just to help it'll be a little bit more clear what's going on. And also I added the functionality to click outside of the menu and close the menu. So you can choose the X or outside. But also if you click on the menu itself, it doesn't close it, just offside the menu. That will close it. So that was the quick changes. Like while I'm uploading videos, I'm like, oh, I should also update that because I know that's broke. But if we go down here, everything is still pretty much the same. But if we go up here to tab 3, we're going to see a lot of changes. And this is going to be version 1.1.3 if you're looking at the GitHub commit history. But anyway, this next tab is going to show us a lot of changes on the homepage itself. Because keep in mind that the homepage was really designed as an afterthought. Because I wanted the whole inspiration to make the devtipshow.com website was to have a landing page to kind of prep people and get people excited and give them a place to sign up for the jQuery course that I'm currently developing. And I figured that if I was going to have a /jQuery course, the root URL, the .com, needed to have something on it too. So this homepage was the answer for that. But you'll notice when I click on this next tab that the positioning of the homepage becomes a lot more refined, right? Let's take, for example, this left-hand column right here where it says what is dev tips, and keep in mind that it's not under here, but if it's in menu or if it's in mobile view, then we have a different kind of display of it. It's below and it's in gray. So let's go to this next version and see how that changed. Okay, so this next version has the gray down below even on desktop view, and it's able to keep that as a secondary focus. So the initial focus is not what is dev tips. The initial focus up here, let me highlight it, this primary area, this is not what dev tips is, it's what can it do for you, right? A little bit different. It's not what, it's why, right? Why does it exist? And so the language used here is actually something that I've been messing with for a while. I did an exercise a while ago to answer the question, why do I do dev tips? What's it for? Who's it for? And the answer came to be that it's to give people the tools and experiences to change their circumstances and be in control of their own futures. Now, I get emails a lot, but I get sometimes these emails that say like, hey, because of the thing I taught, I was able to impress my coworkers or even land the job or get that client that I've been trying to win for a while. And those are my favorite emails because they just like really make me feel like the things that I'm doing and all this effort that I'm putting into it are valuable and worth something to some people. And what I want dev tips to be, the why, is to give people the tools and experiences to change their circumstances and to be in control of their own future. And that is what I focused on at the top. And then below, the what, answer the what again. What is it? It's a weekly YouTube show, focuses on web design and development, hosted by Travis. And then I went back into that list and added a staggered thumbnail kind of presentation. I still wasn't in love with it, but it was better than this, right? Remember, this is just a list. It's basically just adding thumbnails onto this and staggering, like making every other one left and right? So it's not the best thing ever, but it's better. But the next design took it even further. So let me switch to this next tab, go to tab 4. And now we can see, we switch back and forth, you can see the changes happening right here. Number one, this gray block is obviously weird, right? It's like collision course right here. It's like, why is there a triangle of white? So what this one does is it removes it and puts this what dev tips right on the white. And then the second thing is this language is changed. So now it's no longer the tools and experiences, but now it's the education and training to change your circumstances and be in control of your own future. So why tools and experiences change to education and training? Well, I still believe tools and experiences because I do a lot more than just videos. But this website, and specifically for the purpose of generating interest and hype for the jQuery courses, I wanted to focus on that aspect of dev tips being the education and training. So still fiddling with the language, coming down here to the what is dev tips, removing the band of gray and putting it on the white. It didn't need a band of color. And then when I come down here to the videos, I redid the way that they look too, putting them on cards, making them feel a lot more clickable. They have a hover state now, and also they're on these, these cards, and there's also this colored band, which is kind of cool across the top, which is an SVG. It's a lot better, but when we go to the next version, which will focus a little bit less on the home page, but more on the jQuery course page. Okay, let me actually go back to the other jQuery course page so you can see what changed. Okay, so here we are on the previous one, and you're looking at, reading this from top to bottom, there's not a lot of, other than the order, and a few other things, there's nothing to give me a sense of true hierarchy or even impact, right? Where's the headline? What's going to grab me right away? So when I change it to this version, you'll notice that this line, right? Learn jQuery the dev tips way. This is a good sentence. Learn jQuery the dev tips way by coding real projects that you can use professionally, right? It's simple, it's succinct, and it means a lot of things, right? We're going to learn what? We're going to learn jQuery. How? The dev tips way. What are we going to get from that? We're going to get projects real projects, and we're going to be doing the coding, and then you can use them professionally. So there's a lot of meaning in that sentence, and that's really what I wanted to showcase. And so you can see the difference here. Now when you look at this page, you're like, okay, I know exactly what to read, what's important. When I'm scanning, I know what to look at. Oh, we also have, by this time, I had released the Learn jQuery in 15 minutes videos on YouTube, at least the first one, and I had all 3 of the thumbnails ready to go. And so if I switch back to here, you're gonna see like these old thumbnails. Like, what do they even mean? They're just random thumbnails, and also if you clicked on them, it would go to like this weird video that was a placeholder that you can't get to anymore because this link does not go there anymore. But it was like, I think it would sing a song. It was one of those ones that I made at 3 in the morning that I was trying to scramble. Anyway, if I go to this page, okay. So the update here was that these thumbnails are actually the real ones, and I added a nice hover effect that when you hover, they all kind of move in Z space and kind of are more 3-dimensional. So the back one shrinks a little bit, and the one in the foreground grows, it scales up, and then the play button scales up the most and becomes fully opaque. A lot of changes there, getting ready for that jQuery course to be identified and named and kind of building hype for it. But the next version of this page actually is kind of a big departure, because in the next version that I released, and I call that one in the notes, I call this one version 1.2.0 because a big change happens. We no longer call this page the jQuery video course, which is like a placeholder name, right? It's like it's not very good name, but it was like, it's what it was, right? But this next version, let's pull over to it. This next version actually names the course, and we call it Killing It with jQuery. This is the more like marketable name. Killing It with jQuery. And I started doing this thing where under it I put video courses, because I felt like jQuery video courses was a lot more self-explanatory than Killing It with jQuery. You don't really know what that is, and so under it I put video courses. And then when you click onto it, we get the branding, the big pink branding, and like the big thumbnail, and then more of this kind of like, come click on it, come sign up kind of thing. It's all pink now, which is fun. And I really liked what I did with the menu here. And so in the next version, I went back to that menu and I added this kind of subline for all of the items there. So we have home, what is dev tips? Killing with jQuery, video courses, YouTube videos, hundreds for free, Patreon community, extra content plus friends. So a little bit more explanation in the menu system. Not a huge update, but I feel that it goes a long way when explaining to people what this site is about when they go into the menu system, right? The next version, and now we're coming to kind of like the end here. This next version, let me go to this last tab. We're almost getting towards the end here. This one, if I go to the jQuery courses landing page, we have, if we scroll down a little bit, a testimonial carousel. Now these are like people's comments on Twitter, and also in the comment section of the videos where I'm talking about this course. And none of them are like, oh, this is the best course ever, because nobody's seen it. In fact, the truth is I still haven't made it. I'm still working on it. But these guys are talking, just based on the 200 videos that I've already made in our relationship, they're talking about how they're excited about the product. And I said, a few of them, hey, Alexi, can I use this this quote here? This is going to be great. Can I put it on the website? And then I quickly made this carousel, which is like, it's on auto rotate. And then if you start tabbing through, the auto rotate stops, so you can like, it won't, you know how like it's so annoying if you say next and then it goes to next, So anyway, and so people like you are hyped. I added the carousel section, and that's kind of what happened on that version. And the way that I coded and display this carousel might inform or even show up in the Killing It with jQuery courses that I'm developing, just to give you something to chew on there. And the last tab that I have here is the most recent update is version 1.3.0, when I added another page. Yes, I added an animated GIFs page. So in the Dev Tips community, there's a chat we have, and we have a few people there that are really, really fond of making avatars and emojis and GIFs of weird things that happen on Dev Tips. So if you go to devtipshow.com/GIFs, there's a bunch of GIFs of Travis's face doing all the weird things that Travis's face kind of does sometimes. And we have the one down here where like Los comes into the channel and slaps my face. That's probably my favorite one. Or the one where I'm throwing confetti here and dancing like a goofball. Anyway, so you can go to devtipshow.com/GIFs and find all these GIFs here to go out and spread them and make the internet a weird and fun place. But I wanted to show all of these different versions of the devtipshow.com just to really underline the idea that you don't need to get it right on the first time. And if you make something and it's not what you wanted, it's okay, because you have the ability. In fact, I encourage you to exercise the option of going back and iterating and working hard, because nothing is perfect the first time. And nobody has ever written a perfect piece of code or made a perfect design their first go around. It just never happens. And the huge benefit of working on the web is that we can just update and iterate as fast as we can. So this is what I wanted to share with you. I hope you enjoy these GIFs and keep on hacking. Thanks for watching this video. This is one of the unusual ones where we're just talking about ideas rather than showing you how to code things. I'm not sure what you think, but I think these kind of things are some of the more valuable things on the channel, where we talk about these skills that you probably won't hear people talk about on other places where, you know, we're doing like how to code a thing today, you know, like that's cool, that's valuable. But I think this stuff is the stuff you don't hear a lot, and I hope that this was inspirational to you. Keep going, keep working on the project, and just get it right, little by little, right? I was watching the vlog of, it's called Flux, it's by Ran, who, and you know, he's just doing his thing, and at the end he says, you know, I didn't get a lot done today, but I did a little bit, and it's those little bits every day that lead to big changes. And I was like, that's exactly right, that's exactly how I feel. Like, sometimes I walk out of the office, or I get done with a night of this dev tip stuff, and I'm like, what did I even accomplish today? And I look back, and it's not huge stuff, just little things. But at the end of the week, or at the end of the month, or at the end of the project, you have a lot of work done. And that is how experience is gained, and that is how your portfolio gets filled. You know, if you're asking yourself, how do I become a professional? Well, it's a little bit at a time. You become a professional one day at a time, and it's things like this: iterating, sticking with it, working through the problems, being honest with yourself, okay? So thank you for watching. This video and others like it were sponsored by the Dev Tips community, which can be found at patreon.com/devtips. That's right, there is a community of people who have found these videos so valuable and so helpful that they decided, hey, I would like to donate to support that channel. And you know, they choose a number, whatever their favorite number is. If their favorite number is 2, favorite number is 17, whatever. You can choose your favorite number, and that is the number that you give a few dollars to every video that's published. Most people do about $3 to $4, the majority of them. And that's good because it's manageable, right? That's like $16 a month, which is fantastic. Now, there are some benefits to being a Dev Tips patron. Number one is you get to watch these videos early. So where everybody else in the world is waiting until Monday, you're seeing these videos on Friday, ideally. Secondly, you get to get extra videos that nobody will ever see. And you get a Dev Tips podcast. We have monthly hangouts. There are some community-led hangouts that happen a little bit more frequently. you get access to Dev Tips Chat, which is where this kind of like the heart and the soul of the community is a 24/7 chat room, and people are just in there being so helpful and just awesome. And whenever I need help with some code or some ideas or feedback on my design, that's where I go. I go in there and we're posting in there and saying, hey, what do you think about this? How can this be better? And it's just a community, right? And if you want to know how a community can benefit you, check out this podcast episode where we talk about the secret of how creative work is spread, and the unfair secret of how people make a name for themselves, how creative work is spread, is it's through communities. So please take a look at that podcast and also visit us at patreon.com/devtips. And that's it for today. Here's some outtakes. Video recording. Y'all want to see my Millennium Falcon? All right. That's my Millennium Falcon. Pew, pew, pew. It's okay if you suck. I do. That's no excuse. It's okay if you suck. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay if you suck. I do. And I want to spend the remainder of this video. It's okay if you suck. I do. It's okay if you suck. It's okay if you suck. It's okay if you suck. I do. It's okay if you suck. I do. It's okay if you suck. It's okay. It's okay if you suck. So, it's okay if you suck. I do. It's okay if you suck. It's okay. It's okay if you suck. I do.